This green bin, garbage bin you see, is a recent project being financed by a wealthy musician, Wyclef Jean, who's of Haitian origin and who thankfully hasn't forgotten his homeland. But the question one asks is, why does it take a wealthy musician to help to create the necessary social institutions in a country like Haiti? Where is all the money from the United Nations, the United States, France, Canada, the other wealthy countries go? Where does that money go in Haiti? These are the poor living areas that surround Port-au-Prince, hundreds of thousands of people living in extremely difficult conditions and in very, very substandard housing. This was housing in Cap-Haïtien, perched on a hillside. Wouldn't want to be there during a heavy rain. And still mud huts that many people live in the countryside, so the basic housing is not available to most Haitian people, nor is running water. This is the daily chore of fetching water, but this is not drinking water. There is no drinking water in Haiti. You get clean drinking water if you pay for it. You don't get it out of a tap. And even out of a tap, you have to go for blocks to the local neighborhood tap to get what hopefully these women are going to use for cooking and washing and not for drinking. But if they don't have the money, then they have to use it for drinking as well. And another major impediment to economic development in Haiti are the roads. Now, this is a national highway in Gonaïves. The roads themselves are in a total state of disrepair, and so most of the secondary highways that we drove on, first of all, we're in a 4x4. You can't do it in an automobile, and then secondly, you drive very slowly because you're constantly coming across things like this. That's the road going through the river because there's no money to pay for a bridge. Or maybe this was a road before in the river with a culvert, but the river washed it away. But and here's a road in the countryside, and this is not a little track to someone's settlement. This is a road connecting towns of tens of thousands of people. So this is a huge barrier to economic development. The basic transport of goods and of people is impossible in Haiti. It's done with great difficulty, and only a few of the main national highways are really passable by transport vehicles in any sense that we would understand it. So the biggest problem of all in Haiti is the absence of jobs and of meaningful economic investment, and so the economy is conducted on the streets. The estimated unemployment rate is 70 or 80%, and so that 20% would be people that are working in the few government services that there are, and NGO-financed programs, and the very small numbers of industries. There's not much manufacturing left in Haiti. There's ports, there's transport, there's an airport, but there's not a lot of jobs, and so people struggle on the street for survival. Those 2 million Haitians that I mentioned who live abroad, that's who keeps Haiti's economy such as it is alive. The remittances from Haitians living abroad is far, far greater than the total budget of the Haitian government. And so everyone is on the streets trying to sell a service, trying to sell goods, doing what is necessary to make a few dollars a day. The factory wage in Haiti is $2 a day. If you work in a hospital as an orderly, you might make $3. A nurse in Haiti's public hospitals makes $4 or $5 a day, and that is not a living wage. The prices are not comparable to low in comparison to those wages. And so that's, first of all, some comparative health figures. If you look at Haiti, it's not far off from Afghanistan. The life expectancy, the rate of children dying before the age of 5. Haiti's worse in some respects. There's less sanitary disposal available in Haiti than there is in Afghanistan because Haiti's cities are larger and more crowded. The tuberculosis rate in Haiti is higher, so this is really one of the poorest countries in the world, but not very far from here, only a couple of hours flying time away from here. And I just put on the bottom, I love this quote from the United Nations because this is how they try to justify the misery and poverty that they seem incapable of doing anything about in Haiti. Haiti has been plagued by violence and lawlessness since 2004 when President Aristide fled into exile. Well, he didn't flee, he was forcibly removed into exile, but that's another story. And this will give you some idea of what's happened to Haiti's economy over the last 10 years of intervention against the sovereign Haitian government. So you see the percentage of the economy that of agriculture, industry, and manufacturing, which is where the wealth of the country is created, they're all in sharp decline. And the only thing that's risen is services, and the services means that's money from NGOs and foreign governments and the remittances that Haitians send home. A huge drop in employment in the textile industry, which was the largest and still is the largest employer in manufacturing in Haiti. But it's gone from 150,000 workers in 1991 to 20,000. Now those are not good jobs at the best of times, but it's better than struggling on the streets. And so you can see the precipitous drop that's happened. And similarly with Haiti's agriculture. Haiti is above all an agricultural country, but its agriculture has been greatly undermined and ruined by the imposed policies from the United States in particular, but also Canada and Europe in putting obstacles in the way of Haiti being able to develop its own agriculture and using things like tariffs to protect its agricultural production from cheap subsidized imports from the wealthy countries abroad. So there's been a sharp decline in the rural population, and then you can see the Haiti's food exports have fallen in half since 1991. Oh, and the last thing is very important, which is that there's no more trees in Haiti. But that's a terrible ecological catastrophe happening in Haiti today. Only 2% of the country now is forested, and that's because people rely on wood to make charcoal for cooking, and it goes on because there's no alternative. And there are some very modest tree planting programs underway in Haiti, thanks to the good work of some non-governmental organizations, but far, far away from what's necessary. So jobs, healthcare. I didn't mention education. There's 500,000 kids in Haiti that don't go to school or on the streets 365 days of the year. Water, transportation. These are all huge, huge problems today in Haiti. But another one is the justice system, and it's a persistent problem that hasn't been addressed or solved. This is the main municipal administration building in the center of Port-au-Paix. In the partitions in the background are where the civil law of a city of 200,000 people is conducted. That's all there is. And this judge, for example, we had an interview with him. He hasn't been paid for 2 years. The money doesn't exist to finance even the most minimally functioning justice system. And you can imagine the kind of justice that you get from a system that doesn't even pay its judges. The higher level of justice in Port-au-Paix is here at the district judicial building. And we had an interview with the commissaire of Port-au-Paix, who's the person in charge of the justice system for the Department of the Northwest in Haiti. There's 10 departments in Haiti. He's roughly the equivalent of an attorney general. He was very frank in his description of the difficulties that they have in the justice system in Haiti. They don't have money to pay judges. They don't have money to, therefore they don't have the resources to get people that are put in prison by the police in front of a judge quickly, so it can be decided whether or not they should be in prison. And he gave us permission to go into the prison here at Port-au-Paix, which holds 210 prisoners. There's 6 cells in the prison. One was holding 13 women, and the other 5 cells were holding 200 men. So there were about 40 men per cell. We were able to spend an hour and a half in there taking interviews from the prisoners, and our intention was to go back to the commissaire and present the facts as we discovered them, and we did that. But it was very frustrating to be in there and to see how little we could do. I mean, we could take their stories as best we could, but we needed to have a week to do the job properly in there, and then to use our pressure and influence to make the wheels of justice move more quickly. But as it was, we were able to get the release of this girl who's 13 years old. There's no law in Haiti that allows a girl of 13 years to be in a prison, but some judge had decided he would convict her for 2 months for vagrancy. And so that was our first sight in the prison, was to see her in the cell. And we were quite shocked, and we asked her, "What are you doing in here?" And then she started crying and telling us her story.